Hello, in this video we will take a look at the main tools for modeling in Blender. First of all, you can access the edit mode in Blender by simply pressing the tab key on your keyboard or by switching to the modeling workspace here on the top. In edit mode, you will have a selection of tools for modeling here on the left side, as well as new menus here on the top that allows you to perform various operations on vertex, edges, faces, and so on. All these tools, as well as the various options in the menus, are accessible using the hotkeys as well. And if you set up the preferences like me, that I showed in the previous video, you can also access the tools by pressing the spacebar in the viewport. To select the vertices, you can click on the box here on the top left. We have vertex select mode, edge select mode, and face select mode. But I recommend using the hotkeys: 1 for vertex, 2 for edges, and 3 for faces. For the various selection mode, you will have a contextual menu accessible by using the right mouse button, and in this menu you will have various options based on the selection. So if you have face select mode, like in this case, you will have, for example, extrude faces or triangulate faces and so on. But if you have, for example, edge, one edge selected, and you press the right mouse button, you will have other options like subdivide or rotate the edge and so on. You can also use the pie menus like in object mode, so Z key for the various view like wireframe, rendered, and so on. You also have Shift S key that allows you to basically change the position of the cursor and other selection. And by pressing the O with the accent that is near the L key on your keyboard, you will have the various view. Okay, so let's take a look at the main tools for modifying your mesh, starting with the Extrude tool. There are many ways to use the tools for editing the mesh in Blender. One way is to simply select the tool that you want, in this case the Extrude, and as you can see, it's this one, and as you can see, there is an arrow here. This means that if you left click and hold, you will have more options. But as I was saying, you have many options to use the tools for modifying the mesh. The first method is to simply select the tool, select the face, and then as you can see, there is this yellow line here. You simply click on it and drag it, and it will perform the extrusion. You will have the extrude option here on the bottom that you can modify. And to perform another extrusion, you simply click again and drag. This one is to extrude freely along all axes, the white circle. Let me undo. Another way is in select mode. Simply select the face that you want and use the hotkey. The hotkey, if you hover with the mouse on one tool, it is written in the pop-up menu. So for the extrude, the classic extrusion, the extrude region is E. So if you press the E key with the face selected, it will perform the extrusion. You simply press the E key, drag the mouse, left click to confirm. Another way is to use the context menu by right clicking with the mouse one time, then you select Extrude Faces with the left click. Same thing, drag with the mouse and confirm with the left mouse button. Now, I use hotkeys and the context menu for modeling. I never use the tools here on the left because they are slow. But I will show you both methods. So, the other extrusion is extrude along normals. And you simply select the face that you want, drag, and here we go. The faces have been extruded along the normals, very easy, like the other software. And of course you can use the context menu with the right mouse button, extrude faces along normals, and simply drag with the mouse. Then we have extrude individual, simply a simple extrusion of individual faces. And then we have a cool feature of Blender that is extrude to cursor, but I must select the face that I want first. Then we go to extrude to cursor. Basically, you can extrude your face anywhere in the viewport. You simply, with the face selected, you left click where you want, and as you can see, it is extruding. Let's say that I practically never use this, but it can be useful. Then we have inset faces here. You can simply select the tool, inset face. Again, same thing, left click and drag, and it will perform an inset of a face that you have selected. The hotkey for this one is the E key, and you have many options here for extrude, for example, individual faces and other things. You also have the depth. Okay. Then we have the bevel tool. The hotkey for the bevel is Ctrl B. You simply press Ctrl B, drag with the mouse, and with the scroll wheel you can add or decrease the number of divisions, and then left click to confirm. And again, you have the option here. If you want to use the tool on the left, you simply select it, then drag, click and drag on the yellow, and choose the segment that you want, and so on. The next tool is the loop cut. You select it, and then left click where you want to place the edge, and it will be placed exactly in the center. However, if you want to drag it, you left click and hold, then release the mouse button. Okay, you can you have many options here. You can, for example, add more loops, and you can also use the hotkey for this one by using Ctrl R. However, with the Ctrl R, once you place the edge loop, the tool will disappear and you must press it again, Ctrl R, and so on. So I tend to use the tool, simply press the space bar and the loop cut and add the loop that you want. The other option is offset edge loop cut. Let me make an edge loop here, then select offset edge loop, and you can simply, with one edge selected, you left click and drag, and it will basically split it into two. It's useful, but I usually use the bevel tool. To offset an edge along the mesh, you can select it, and let's say that you want to move it here on the right after you place it. You simply press the G key one time and another time. So you press the G key twice and it will move along the mesh, and then left click to confirm. Very easy. The next tool on the list is the knife tool. The knife tool hotkey is K. So if I press the K, you can use the knife tool exactly like in Maya, nothing new here. It will automatically snap along the edge and the vertices. To use it, simply click on one vertex, click on the other vertex, and then enter to create the cut. If you want to create more cut at the same time, you click on one vertex, then click somewhere where you want the cut to be, and that's it. But if you, for example, want to place, let's say, this cut, you want to confirm this cut, but you don't want to exit the tool, you press the E key, like extrusion, and then you can perform other cut into the mesh. So E key, left click to confirm, E key again, okay, and then enter to basically confirm your cut. Then we have the bisect tool. The bisect tool is basically the knife tool, but it's used to cut the mesh into pieces. So you must select the face that you want to cut, in my case the wall mesh. Then I select the bisect tool. Let me switch to one orthographic view with the front orthographic with the number 1 key, and simply left click on one point and then left click again, and here, as you can see, it made the cut, and we have many options. For example, clear inner or clear outer, and to confirm, simply switch to the selection mode and left click. As you can see, it performed a cut. Very easy. Let me undo. Then we have a poly build. The poly build, I never use it because it's basically quad draw of Maya. It's used for topology, but also to create new faces. Then we have the spin tool. The spin tool is, as the name implies, you simply select the mesh, use the spin tool, and we have this line, the blue line here. You simply left click and hold, and it will rotate the mesh along the center. We also have the spin duplicates. Let me select. Basically same thing, but it will also create the duplicates. This is useful, for example, with the 3D cursor. You can set up maybe the origin here of the object, then use the spin and you perform a radial array. Then here we have the smooth tool, but yes, I never use it. Basically, it smooths out the vertices, but on the cube, let me subdivide it. Let's see if yeah, as you can see, it basically smooth out the vertices, but I never use it. Then we have, well, another option for smooth, randomize, for a more randomized look. Okay, that's good if you want maybe some noise, maybe you are creating close and you want some distortion or winkles and so on. It can be quite good. Let me undo. And then we have edge slide. Edge slide is exactly like using the G key, as I stated before. You select the edge and you slide it. Then we have also vertex slide, same thing but with the vertices. Then we have shrink and shear and rip region. These are very, very specific tools. Maybe I will talk about in another video, but I don't use them. So for the main tools, that's it basically. Regarding my workflow, I don't use these tools. These tools here, I don't use them. I use the hotkeys with the context menu. Okay, the various context menu. And for some tools like the edge loop, I simply press the spacebar for a quick tools menu, and select it and then add the loop that I want, or I use the hotkeys. In the next video, we'll talk about a little bit about the modifier stack, that is very important. I also encourage you to play around with the tools, and also check these menus here on the top, because they contain a lot of options and tools that are not present here. And like one very useful, for example, is the subdivide that you also have on the context menu, as well as the edge crease, or for example the fill option, and so on. So check them out. If this video has been useful to you, leave a like to support the channel, and maybe comment if you have some questions and stuff like that. And I'll see you in the next video. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light